it sounds very much like there was this emotional community piece of it that was keeping you there.
Yeah.
But this idea of whether or not this story is true,
Yeah.
that really mattered to you.
So here was kind of the part of the struggle for me, right? Because we go back and talk about being in that Brentwood praise band, right? To me, there is sort of, you get into sort of the question of spirituality, right? And how we think about things like that. And to me, there's something about art. There's something about music, especially. And there were things that, as I'm sort of thinking, and as I'm setting back up behind that, that pulpit, listening to the preacher talk, and I think, and I'm sitting there and I'm struggling with this idea that this is not who I am anymore. It's not even so much to me a question of, do I believe this? Do I not believe this? What do I think? What do I do? As much as just, this is not who I am.
Right.
I had, but what was hard to walk away from was how much I loved making that music.
Yeah.
Because there were times, and Elliot, I know you and I have talked a little bit about this before. There were times on that stage. We had this guy that would come in and play acoustic guitar with us. That was just fantastic guy. He'd played with Glenn Campbell, right? This guy was like a top-notch guitar player. And there are times we'd be playing songs and you just feel locked in. Like the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, right? And there'd be times we'd be doing stuff. And this guy who was like right in front of me, when he would turn around and he'd look at me and he'd just like give me this nod.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, this is, I don't know what to call this if not sort of spiritual, right? I don't know what to call this if it's not like this human thing where we're shared making something. And I was like, I don't want to give that up. But I also feel like there's some intellectual dishonesty, right? Because people assume if I'm up there doing that, I'm doing these things, that I am representing something. We are singing songs about that. And so it was kind of a challenge for me when I got to this point where I was just like, I don't think I can do this. And it was funny because in walking away from that, I felt like in part I was actually walking away from the ability to play music with other people.
Oh wow.
Right. That it was kind of like, okay, I'm giving up